I asked the question, did you want to know my beers of the year? You said yes. Who am I to disappoint? Here it is. Beer of the year, Scott reviews things. Hello again and welcome back to Scott Reviews Things. Hope you're all keeping really well. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. We're in the middle, the Twixmas stage, where no man's land between Christmas and New Year, where everyone's had too much to eat, everyone's had too much to drink, everyone's got fat, just need something else to do. I haven't overindulged, in all honesty. I bought Wanda a bottle of caramelised biscuit cream liqueur from Lidl for Christmas and ended up drinking the whole bottle for her. I had a couple of beers Christmas Day and that was about it. Boxing Day I had one can of lager, which I can't show you because that's a review beer. We went out yesterday to the Brewer's Tap and had about 3 or 4, and that's it. I haven't gone too mad. Anyway, hope you've had a lovely Christmas. What was the favourite? Did you have a nice beer over Christmas? If you did and it was fantastic, then leave a comment to tell me what it was and why it was so good. Now, beer of the year. I've done it in 2 sections. So same video, so you can get 2 videos for the price of one. Obviously, reviewing beer on the channel, which when I look back, apart from December, and I'm actually all beered out. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. I haven't done a huge amount of decent beers this year. It's been a lot of shit, and I've tried to space out the beer reviews. Obviously through Christmas and they've had some of these beers come in, so I've done a fair few beer reviews over the Christmas period. They're going to tail away again next month. So if you're here for the beer, you're going to be very disappointed. So yeah, trying to actually pin 5 really good beers on the channel. I think I've got 5. I've got my iPad here. I've got 8, 5 and 3 honourable mentions. But also, I'm obviously quite active on Untappd. So what I've done is I've got 2 lots of my top 5 beers. Top 5 beers I've reviewed on thy channel, and top 5 beers I've checked in on Untappd with a few honourable mentions. And I'll probably do the same in a separate video for worst beers that I've had this year. And I've had some absolute shit, which is unfortunately we've lost Donkey Stone, so they can't take part anymore because I'm sure they would have been quite high. Glencairn don't seem to have done anything either, I don't think. So they're, I think I'm going to sneeze. I think they can't take part. But yeah, first of all, we're going to do top 5 with 3 honourable mentions off channel. So the top 5 beers that I've checked in on Untappd this year. And I've had some great beers on Untappd looking through. Not many 5 out of 5s. I tried to score. I don't like scoring anyway. I think it's all a bit fucking pretentious if you ask me. And obviously everybody's tastes are different, and a score is very subjective. But obviously on Untappd you have to score it. So my honourable mentions for beer of the year on Untappd check-in are firstly, everybody knows I love a West Coast IPA. Cut down my drinking enormously this year. Started running, lost 3 stone almost. Still running, still obviously diet's gone out a little bit out the window. But one of the first beers I had, so where I was actually looking forward to a beer now, was we went to Staggeringly Good, and I had a pint of Elusive Brewing's One Trick Pony West Coast IPA, and it was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. They called it One Trick Pony obviously because people accuse Elusive of being a one-trick pony and only brewing West Coast IPAs, which I think is a bit harsh when they do brew a lot of West Coast IPA, but I thought it was absolutely fabulous. So One Trick Pony is an honourable mention. Another brewery that I've had a lot of time for this year, and sadly, I heard the other day that their head brewer's leaving, and I think their sales manager's leaving as well, or have already left, which is Disruption is Brewing up in Camberley. That's some very decent beer from them. And Digital Code, their IPA, which was really good, pineapple, citrus, just a really good mouthfeel, and I thought it was absolutely tremendous. So that's some very good beers from Disruption is Brewing, Maelstrom, the Attribute series, and we'll get to the Attribute series in a minute. But yeah, all some very, very decent beers, and I think that the head brewer's off to go and start his own brewery, so that'd be worth looking out for. And the third and final honourable mention come from local brewery to me, which is MakeMake, and it was their Simcoe Universe. Not a new beer. I think it was brewed originally earlier this year. Their single hop universe beers, which are, we're going to get to that as well. Really, really, really good beers. Obviously Simcoe, with this one, it was really nice passion fruit flavours, a little bit of berry and citrus. It was absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I had a pint of that, or 2/3 of that at the tap room. If you see MakeMake beers, spelled MakeMake, near you in a bottle shop or a tap room or local beer emporium or whatever you want to call it, be sure to pick them up, because I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So that's my honourable mentions of my Untappd top 5. Let's get into the actual top 5, because that's what you're here for. Number 5 on the Untappd top 5 is another local brewery, Southsea Brewing. These guys, my lovely new hoodie. I've got a t-shirt as well. And it was their casematey. So Dave's moved into a new brewery. He's come out of the castle and he's now a much bigger brewery size, and he was playing around with brews. Obviously Casemate, which I think I've got that can, don't have, is his core range IPA. Really, really good. And Casematey was a slightly beefed up version of Casemate. I think it's about 6.5% ABV, and it was really, really good. I'm hoping that he'll brew another one. Hopefully he'll put it into a can. We'll get cans, I could show it on the channel, or I could just go down there and do a review of it in the actual tap room. But that's really, 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 really good. So number 5 on the Untappd check-ins for the year is Casematey from Southsea Brewing. Number 4 in the Untappd top 5 was a beer from Vault City. I'm not a massive sour fan, I'm really not. But this one blew. I don't know if it's on the channel. It might be a members only video. It's fucking brilliant, and it was their chocolate strawberry Dutch pancake sour, and it just blew my mind. Me and Wanda went down to, again we had it at the Brewer's Tap, went down to Brewer's Tap, and I had a sour evening. So I had Last Christmas by Vault City again, which was I had a Wham inspired, no, that might be that one, Wham raspberry sour. I had another sour, and this chocolate strawberry Dutch pancake sour was absolutely fabulous. I mean, chocolate in a sour blew my mind anyway, but the strawberry came through and it had that sort of pancakey vibe to it, and it was really, really good. So yeah, I don't suppose you can be able to get any of these now. But it was really, really good. So number 4, chocolate strawberry Dutch pancakes. Number 3 was another local brewery to us, a fairly new brewery up at the Portcullis Tap House. They've got the brewery out the back in the porter cabin, and this was the first beer they brewed with their new kit, and it was their Cams Roadworks Pale Ale, and it was really good. Just I think it was hopped to a Cascade, and it was just brilliant. Really simple but well made cask pale ale, and when it's done right, I think it's worth shouting about. So I thoroughly enjoyed Cams Roadworks. Great name. Anybody that knows Portsmouth, we had the Roadworks through from Portchester Fair and the Cams area for about 2 years, and it was an absolute bloody nightmare. So they named it after the Cams Roadworks. The beer was really good. Hopefully they'll rebrew it. They've got a Westie pale ale called Outlander that I want to try. Done some really, really good stuff. I'm hoping to get up and do something with them video wise. It's just nailing times around it. But Cam's Roadworks, number 3 in the Untappd beers of the year for myself. Number 2, don't do a lot from this brewery, but I've had a few beers off screen from them. It's from Pressure Drop, and it's their Understanding Whole Systems IPA. I think it was a double IPA, 7.7, 7.4%, something like that, but it was fantastic. Really decent, well made, glorious IPA. Citrusy, a little bit savoury, great mouthfeel, a bit spicy, herbal, and it did everything that I would want that style of beer to do. I don't think I've got a can. I think I had it when I was in the brewery, I can't remember. But Understanding Whole Systems, and I think they brew it every year, so if you've missed it this year, might be able to pick one out next year. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a really, really good beer. So Case Matey number 5, Chocolate Strawberry Dutch Pancakes number 4, Cam's Roadworks number 3, Understanding Whole Systems number 2, and number 1. Number 1 in my beers that I've checked in on Untappd this year, away from the channel. There's a spider on the top of my phone. Spider's now gone. It's a stout. It's a stout. Now, you weren't expecting that. You thought it was going to be a West Coast IPA or a I don't know, a Hefeweizen or something like that. It's an IPA. It's not. It's a stout, but it is a stout with a hell of a difference. And it's from MakeMake, and it's their space shake chocolate, which was just fucking. It was glorious, absolutely glorious. I think it was 8%, but it was like liquid chocolate. Missed the actual launch of space shake chocolate. I think that was back in February, March time, somewhere around there, and didn't get to try it until I think it was when Dean was down. Tried it originally with Wanda, and it was glorious, absolutely glorious. It was like alcoholic chocolate milkshake, just incredible. Hopefully, I asked Michael McKenzie, who works there, if they're going to brew it. Doesn't look like they're going to brew it again, which is really, really sad, because it is the only beer on this off-channel check-in thing that had a 5 out of 5. It was absolutely glorious. So yeah, that's my top 5 of the check-ins from Untappd. Space Shake Chocolate number 1, Understanding Whole Systems number 2, Cam's Roadworks number 3, Chocolate Strawberry Dutch Pancakes number 4, and Case Meaty number 5. That brings me to the top 5 for the channel, with 3 honourable mentions. As I said, going through and picking 5 standout beers have been quite tough this year. I haven't done a huge amount of fantastic beer, but I've done some really good beer. Years before, where I've had things like barrel aged Bueno Shake Stout, Krampus I had last year, Stoutzilla, etc, etc, etc. I've dialed back what I'm drinking and what I'm spending on beer. So when you look back through the channel for 2024, it's been quite difficult to pick out 5 that have been a cut above. But I've got 3 honourable mentions and 5 that I think are very good. So honourable mention number 1, sent to me by my friend Chris Martley, Chris M on YouTube. He sent me a bottle, myself and Dean reviewed it. It's the Vocation's Maple Barrel Aged Imperial Stout, and it was fantastic. It was a lovely beer to share with a very, very good friend after a really good day together. Him and his wife Gemma came down. We all went out, went to MakeMake, Staggeringly Good, the Brewer's Tap, the Portcullis. Had a really good day, and I think it was the final beer of the evening, and it was fantastic. I've got the bottle down. Don't know if I've still got the bottle, or if I probably have. This shed is an absolute disgrace, so it needs checking out. But yeah, it's here somewhere. But yeah, absolutely brilliant beer. Really nice, thick, indulgent, gloopy, and a real treat. So Chris Martley, thank you ever so much for sending it. I really, really liked it. I know Dean liked it as well. I'm still trying to look for the bottle, in all honesty. But yeah, just a great beer. So that's honourable mention number 1. Honourable mention number 2 is, it pours like fucking Lenore. Looks like fabric conditioner, but it was absolutely good, which is Staggeringly Stupid Sour, which was a collab between Staggeringly Good and Vault City, and it was a Hawaiian blue punch sour, and it was fabulous. Curdled like fucking the can. Trying to get it out was an absolute fucking nightmare, but I had it on tap. I think I had one with Dean as well. I had a can at the Meat and Barrel that was an absolute fucking nightmare trying to pour, but it was fun. And ultimately beer should be fun as well. So I really liked Staggeringly Stupid, and I actually had quite a few of them during the time. Third honourable mention, and at £1.16 a bottle, it could not be in it. It was the Perlenbacher wheat beer that got released into Lidl. I can't remember what it was, earlier in the year, very early in the year, around February, March time. Nice bottle of beer, £1.16, just fantastic. Absolutely love a Weizen and wheat beer, and it was just great for the price. £1.16 a bottle, probably bargain of the year. Go back and watch the video. I'll try and find the videos and sort of link them in if I can be bothered. Ultimately, if I can be bothered. But yeah, Perlenbacher wheat beer, absolutely tremendous. I thought it was fabulous, fabulous, fabulous beer. Which brings me to the top 5 beers on Scott Reviews Things in 2024. Number 5 was in October sometime, and it was the Benedictiner Hell's beer that was in Lidl. Again, not very expensive. I reviewed it in Peterborough when I was up there. Fantastic. Again, for the price, absolutely fantastic. Glorious example of German beer at a really good price. And you would think that Lidl and Aldi, both German companies, would pull the finger out and get more German stuff in on a regular basis, because that's what can be done. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think it was part of the Oktoberfest drop into Lidl, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So number 5, Benedictiner Hell's lager. Number 4 would have been around about the same time, I would have thought, maybe November, September, something like that, and it's from MakeMake, and it's the Motueka Universe, which is this one here. Part of the universe. Again, they're single hopped, double APAs, 8% ABV. Just fabulous, absolutely fabulous beer. Creamy, thick, no real hint of the ABV. Citrusy, lime, herbal nature to it. It was just fantastic. Went for the launch. Had a 2/3 of that in there. I thought I'm picking a can up to do a review, and had a couple while it was available. Motueka Universe. I like Motueka anyway. Motueka, whoever knows how to say it. I've developed a real love for the New Zealand hops this year. Motueka, Rawaka, Nelson. Absolutely love Nelson. Just really good flavoursome hops. And Motueka is a great hop, and works fabulously in that universe beer. So if these might still be available on Trembling Madness, or places like that, or online bottle shops. So if you're interested, then be sure to pick it up, because you're not going to be disappointed. So number 4, Motueka Universe from MakeMake. Number 3 is a great beer, and I had it when I was up in Peterborough. I had it years ago, but it's sadly no longer available in supermarkets in the UK, which is just criminal. When you see the amount of shit that's put into some of these supermarkets, the fact that they can't get this right is fucking beyond me. But from Oakham Brewery, Green Devil IPA, just glorious. Absolutely glorious. Obviously Oakham Citra was the first UK brewery to use Citra hops, and Green Devil is it on absolute steroids, just maxed out with Citra, ups the ABV to about 6%, and it's brilliant. Really, and I had it on tap at the Oakham, I can't remember what the place is called, the Oakham tap room, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely loved it. I think I had 2, because I was in the middle, I was away for training for work, walked up, had a couple, still in the middle of sort of not drinking in the week, but made an exception for that. What the fuck was that? And yeah, well worth it. It's a sad day that isn't available in the UK supermarkets, because it is a tremendous beer. So number 3, Green Devil. Number 2, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I'm opening up the can. Oh yeah, I have. Great success. Yeah, from Disruption Is Brewing in Camberley. They've got a series of beers called the Attribute series, which I think is taken from, I think it's either Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. Attribute series, different hops, single hops, and they've just made one called Attributes. It's got all the hops in it, and this one was the one I liked the most because it's got probably my favourite hop in. So Attribute Charisma, and it's their Nelson Sauvin IPA. New England IPA, 5.7% ABV, an absolute triumph of a beer. Really liked it. Had it a couple of times. People that don't know about Nelson Sauvin, white wine, white grape, gooseberry flavours. Johnny from the craft beer channel says it reminds him of a green fruit pastel. Completely understand that, but it's just another New Zealand hop that I think works really well. And that anytime I see Nelson Sauvin in a beer, I'm instantly picking up. I'm 9 times out of 10 on Untappd just going to get a 4, because I think the hop is fabulous. But yeah, from Disruption Is Brewing, Attribute Charisma, that's my number 2 beer of the year on the channel. I haven't done any massive stouts really this year, so we're going to be fairly IPA heavy on this one. So number 5, Benedict and a Hell lager from the Lidl Oktoberfest drop. Number 4, Motueka Universe from MakeMake. Number 3, Green Devil from Oakham, and number 2, Attribute Charisma from Disruption Is Brewing. Which brings me with fanfare and poppers and all that sort of shit to my beer of the year on this channel. Scott Reviews Things. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah, my favourite of the beer of the year. Love a West Coast IPA, as you all know. I don't need my iPad anymore because we are done. My favourite beer of the year. Love a West Coast IPA. Absolutely love Oregon Trail from Elusive Brewing up in Finch, Hampstead. Part of the beer calendar for this year came this. They're going to go over there. Came this. A mashup of Oregon Trail and Dripping Pitch from Duration, and it's this Wagon Pitch West Coast IPA. 6% ABV. Tremendous. I've bemoaned through this year the modern West Coast IPA style, where we're dialing back on the bitterness, not making it so piney. We're putting hops in there that really shouldn't be in there. So when you're calling it a West Coast and it's got New Zealand hops in it and all that, it's not. Stop it. What I want is a West Coast IPA made properly. You can put Cascade, Chinook, Centennial, Citra, all of the big C's in there. We're okay with that. Simcoe, that's fine as well. But when we're putting New Zealand hops in things, or we're getting flavours of fucking peach and stone fruits and all that shit in a Westie, no, this does it properly. It's bitter, it's piney. Just put them there. It's marmaladey, it's pithy, it's grapefruity, it's fantastic. It's got a nice caramel nature to it, which you want from a Westie as well. It does everything that I want a West Coast IPA to do, and it was an absolute triumph. Very excited when it came out of the calendar box, and to sit and drink it, it was an absolute pleasure. This one was very good as well, the big stupid Westie. Some of these just missed out. Some of them I can't put on because the video ain't came out yet. Will they have made the top 5? Probably not. This one's very good. The pine thing from Baron, 130 IBUs. But this one for me was my favourite beer of the year, and it's probably, of the two, Space Shakes, which was the Untappd #1. I think this will win it. I think it's that good. I think it's really, really good. So yeah, Scott review things. Beer of the year, Wagon Pitch, West Coast IPA from Elusive Brewing and Duration. If you've had it, let me know. If you've had any of the beers that I've mentioned, then let me know if you think I'm going mad. Is there something you've seen on the channel that you think that you've had that's better? Then let me know in the comments. Always interested to read your comments. I'm going to do a similar thing with worst beers of the year. I'm just going to work out what they are. So yeah, that's my beer of the year video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment. That's absolutely fine. I like your comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. So if you're on Untappd and you don't follow me, send me a friend request. Scott reviews things. Lots of interaction on there. Thoroughly enjoy Untappd. That is glorious. Subscribe button somewhere. See you soon.